Watch it, Rick. It to be just over $5,000 up the front. Engine runs great. Hey everybody, Jamie from the Marine Doctors YouTube channel, and today we're going to be working on this Pro XS 115. It's been to a couple other dealerships and they haven't been able to get it work properly. Basically what it does is the engine spins over, kicks out, and won't start, and sometimes won't spin at all. We just get a click at the solenoid on the starter. So today we're going to walk through and diagnose that utilizing Li Time's 165 amp hour battery. It's a cranking battery, dual purpose. We're going to compare that with the NOCO Boost and see how they compare against one another, along with the lead acid battery that comes with most boats. Now, the reason that we're going to do that is we've also run some tests already, and what's happening is the voltage is dropping from the starter spinning over down to around 8 volts, which then in turn knocks out the electronics. So the fuel pump cuts out and so does the spark, so then the engine doesn't start. But we're going to walk you guys through everything and show you what we did and how we determined all of these things. But I still don't know how this is going to compare with this, and we're going to see if this on its own is going to be able to start this engine. Now, what I want to say is this: we already know that the voltage is going to start higher with this lithium battery. They typically sit around 13.5 volts, well, 13.2 to 13.5, I believe, volts, which is about a volt higher than a typical lead acid battery does. So if we're spinning the engine over and we get that same kind of drop, if we can still stay above 10, that engine can start, which means that you can cheat that starter a little bit and keep it running longer with a lithium battery. Let's get into it. So Rick is going to be joining us today. Say hello, Rick.
Hello.
So we're going to go ahead and pop that cover off. We're going to go get some cables and we're going to put some stuff together, and we'll be right back and we'll get things going. Yep. Our cables. So Rick, if you want to go ahead and hop into the boat, let's show everyone what this engine does. Okay. I can edit all this stuff out. But you know how that always turns out, right? They say that and then it's always in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can edit that out.
They never edited it yet.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get the mud off my shoes.
Yep.
Customers.
A couple more times in case it does something. All right, that's good. So we can hear the starter click, we can hear the fuel pumps all start up, but once it eventually does start spinning over, the fuel pump cuts out. So we might get a little bit of a blurb for a start, kind of a cough and sputter, but that's it. So we're gonna go ahead and set up some tests for you guys. So our first test is gonna be with the NOCO to see if we can throw some more power through that battery and have it work. So we've got a lead acid battery in there right now.
I think that was a new battery too.
And it's a brand new battery, fully charged. So we're giving it the best shot that we can. So Rick's gonna go ahead and hook up our NOCO. Was it a 1250? Yeah, 1250. And we'll see if we can get the engine to spin over. We did get it to start one time, but I don't know. I think it was more of a fluke than anything. Everything was aligned properly in the stars.
Okay, ready to go?
Yep, go ahead, let's spin it over. All right, so we're definitely spinning it over, but let's take and check and see where our voltage is going. Okay, we're gonna have Rick turn the engine over and we're gonna watch the battery voltage at the key switch. Oh, we had a little pop. Try it again. And another pop. So system voltage at, go again. Oh, now we're dead again. So we saw voltages as low as 8 on system voltage, and the key switch I believe dropped to 7. So what we're going to do now is we're going to run an alternate wire from the battery on the negative side, and then I'm going to try it on the positive side to eliminate the cables. So negative cable is hooked up here and on the battery, and we're going to have Rick spin the engine over again and see if it makes any kind of difference. So 9.4 is what we dropped down to, and the key switch was much worse. Okay, so we know it's not the negative cable, so we're going to try the positive cable next. Red cable this time. Rick's going to go ahead and spin it over, and we're going to see what happens. So we're all over the map. I saw 8.8, I saw 10.3. So again, it's not that positive cable. Let's continue. Our next test, we're going to use the Li Time. We're going to hook it in conjunction with the battery that's in the boat, and then we're going to try it on its own. Now, one of the great selling features of lithium batteries is how light they are. Now, if anyone's ever lifted a conventional Group 31 battery, you're going to throw your back out with what Rick's about to do. Rick, arm curls that bad boy up, flips it over. Piece of cake.
And the nice tool that comes with the battery.
So this test, we're going to jump it just like we did with the NOCO. Now, what we're looking for in this case is we're quite certain it's not going to start the engine. So I don't really expect it to perform any different. I don't. But what I want to check is the battery management system, the BMS, to see if it cuts the battery out or lets it discharge and attempt to start the engine. Now, we've tested the batteries themselves, like the lead acid batteries, and they can easily do 125 amps. Now, lithium batteries, the BMS usually cuts in and turns the battery off so that the battery doesn't become damaged. So we want to see if this starter that's obviously drawing far too much power is going to knock that battery out. Yep. .5 system voltage stayed up. 9.2. So as we suspected, it didn't work. The battery, we assume, worked, but the real test is going to come now when we take the lead acid battery out of the line and just use this one. Then we're going to know for sure if the BMS is going to hold up. All right, let's talk a little bit about Li Time. 165 amp hours versus 100 amp hours, which some of the other models have. And actually, that's the first one that they sent out to me. And I asked that if I could return it because I wanted this particular battery because I can use it for starting. The 100 amp hour ones aren't hybrid style batteries, so they're just made for electric trolling motors or as house batteries. So they sent me out this one. Now, the reason I wanted this one was, again, because I wanted to use it for starting, but what I also wanted to do was use it and abuse it in a shop battery scenario. So today what you guys are seeing is how we're going to utilize this battery in this video and possibly in future videos, and run it like it's a lead acid battery, even though it's obviously lithium. So we're going to be doing things to test the BMS to make sure that it's going to hold up. I didn't want to do a normal video of, hey, let's hook it up to an electric trolling motor and let's drive around the lake and see how long it runs for. I think a lot of those have been done already. I just want to see what's the quality of this battery, how it holds up in our environment here. So that if you do purchase these batteries, you go out to the lake and you're 100% certain that it's going to perform the way that it should. And what we're attempting to do is right now is to see if that BMS cuts out. If the BMS cuts out with what we're attempting to do right now, then I can't use it as a shop battery because it's got to be able to hold up to what I need it to do. We've used it on our hoist a few times, and it's performed very well. So that's the hoist that we use to lift engines in and out. Comparable, if not better, than the lead acid batteries that we've been using. And I say this because when we hit the switch, it just steadily goes at one speed, whereas we seem to see the limitations of the lead acid battery kind of fluctuating a little bit and causing a little bit of drag. Maybe it's my imagination or me hoping the Li Time Lithium battery is going to perform better, but I don't know. It seems to be a bit different. So Rick's still stumbling away here.
Yeah, I messed the battery up.
You messed the battery up?
Oh, threads.
Oh. Good.
When
Good.
this slipped out of my hand and the positive hit the negative, it welded the nut onto the
So we're gonna edit that out. Guys, sometimes things happen in the shop that are just kind of out of our hands. Now, happily, it happened to our shop battery, and it didn't happen to, well, the Li Time Lithium battery. Of course, it would have been a good test, right? But we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna short the battery posts together to see what happens. Ideally, we get a spark with lead acid, so I would assume we would get the same with this, and then it would just hopefully stop when the BMS cuts in. So now Rick's cutting the, no, we're gonna edit that out too. We'll edit that out. We'll edit all of that out. And start it. Hey, there we go. Just like that, and off. And start it again. 13.4, 13.5, no drop at all now. Well, probably is a drop, but it's so minute that or so quick it doesn't register. I suppose you guys want to see it run on the dyno to make sure it works? Yeah, we'll do that. Punch it, Rick. Let's do it one more time. A little less pressure, bring the RPM up. Oh, you're good. All right, around 2,500, where we would expect it to be. Just over 5 grand up the front. Engine runs great. So, what are my thoughts? Well, my thoughts are this. I believe that the Li Time battery held up very well. I noted that when the new starter was put on, we didn't see, well, hardly any voltage drop, or it was actually, I didn't even see it on the computer because it started so quick. So I guess the next step for us is, we know it runs on a dyno, we know the engine's operational, we still have to put his lead acid battery back in and give it a go. And I think Rick's tired of working on this one. But yeah, the BMS held up on the battery. It was fantastic. I thought for the amount of draw that was going to be on there that it would kick out, but it didn't. So if anyone needs that style of battery and you've got, well, a big V8 or what have you, I'm quite certain that you'll be happy with that. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and if you like, Li Time did sponsor the video, so pick one up down in the description below. Enter my code TMD8. And again, see you guys in the next video.